Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I've actually filmed a couple videos, but a lot of the files got corrupted. I guess it was just a bad memory card or something. But basically, I decided to resurrect the white car. This car's been sitting for a couple months, pretty much since the beginning of September. What happened was the oil pump went bad, and I believe that it probably starved the bearings for oil. So it may have a rod knock. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't want to just replace the oil pump and then the block be bad and then have to start over from scratch. So basically I decided to do a b20vtec. So I already went ahead and pulled the head from this car. I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so this is what the engine bay looks like. Like I said, I pulled the head already, but the footage got corrupted, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. So basically, I went ahead and lubed up all the cylinder walls with some oil and put this tape across it to keep any moisture out. I want to end up cleaning this bay up a pretty good amount, I believe. I want to get rid of the ABS on this car, the power steering, the washer reservoir, this alarm, all the lines here. I'm going to end up tucking this stuff. I'll probably relocate the battery. So basically, we'll get to that in another video, but I just want to show you how this car sits at the moment. I also ended up disassembling the head and getting that ready for the machine shop, but unfortunately, because of this whole COVID-19 thing, the machine shop is currently closed where I'm located. I tried a couple different ones, so that's kind of put on hold. But I have a couple clips of me taking apart the head and tapping the head for vtec, and I'll put that in right now. To make this head a little bit more manageable, I'm going to take off this intake manifold to make it lighter. So I'm going to take off the fuel rail first. It's about 3 10mm bolts for that, and then I'm going to take off the manifold itself, and I think it's about 9 or 10 12mm bolts. Alright, so now that we have the intake manifold and the injectors off, we're going to try to clean up this combustion chamber. I mean, this head probably has close to 200,000 miles on it, so there's a lot of carbon buildup. So SP Tuning did a video where they used this chem dip to clean this up, and the results were pretty amazing. So basically, I'm going to fill the combustion chamber all the way up on each one with the chem dip, and I'm going to let it soak for about 45 minutes, and then once 45 minutes passes, I'm just going to take an old toothbrush and then lightly brush it in. So let's see how this works out for us. So we have all the cylinders filled up with the chem dip, so we're just going to wait 45 minutes to an hour and see what happens. Here's the results of round 1 of the chem clean. I'm using a really super soft toothbrush, so it's not scrubbing that well, but I'm pretty amazed how clean this came. I'm going to end up doing round 2, but I'm going to go pick up some better bristle brushes first. But right now, before I go do that, I'm going to remove the water neck. I'm going to remove these 2 sensors here, and I'm also going to remove the vtec solenoid. Alright, so this is the second cleaning with the chem dip. You can see the actual combustion chamber is super clean, but some of these valves are not looking too great. So I just talked to Young Static, and he suggested that I try some oven cleaner on these to try to break this down. If it doesn't, I'm going to take apart the head and remove the valves one by one and try to clean this with like some 400 or 600 grit sandpaper. We're going to try the oven cleaner first and then see what happens. So I did one round with the oven cleaner. I don't really think it's going to do anything. So I'm just going to disassemble the head all the way. So right now I have to get these studs off because I have a thermal intake gasket coming. So it's going to need longer studs anyway. So basically, to get these out, you put 2 nuts on here. You tighten the outside one with a socket and you hold this and just turn it backwards and it should loosen up. So I have to do all these. I want to do the exhaust manifold side, and then we'll flip the head over and start disassembling it. So I pulled all the exhaust manifold and intake manifold studs. I'm about to pull the valve cover, kind of destroyed it. Whatever, I'll redo it. But Once I get this off, we're just going to pull off all the cam caps and everything. Nothing's tightened up from when I took it off the car, so it should go relatively easy. So everything's pretty much out of the head. I have the head sitting up on its side with some foam blocks so it doesn't damage anything. So I have a decision to make right now. That oven cleaner really didn't clean the valves as well as I wanted them to. Like the intake ones aren't too bad, but some of the exhaust ones are pretty bad. So I can either buy new valves or I can try to clean these up. So I'm going to try to clean them up. I'm going to pull out this one right here. This is the worst one.
We must pay homage to him.
So I bought this Osiris valve spring compressor tool off of eBay for like 15 bucks. So I'm gonna just try to get this valve out. So basically, step around this side. You can flip the rockers up, and then I believe that tool screws in here and here, and then it has a long bolt with a cap that goes on this way. I'll show it to you once I get it set up. Alright, so I have this thing cranked down pretty well. I don't know how long it's gonna last because it looks like some aluminum starting to tear up on the top. Whatever, for 15 bucks, I could always buy another one. So I have the keepers out. Those came right out with a magnet. So now I'm just going to tilt the head back up on the side and see if I can get the valve out. Here's a little before and after. I'm not done cleaning this valve yet, but you can see it looks a lot better. This is the one that I showed you in the last clip that was the worst one. So what I'm going to do is take out all these valves, and I'll make a separate video how I clean this. But I'm going to get all these valves out, and then we're going to tap the head right here. Alright, so now I'm getting ready to tap the head. So this is the intake side. And we're going to be tapping this hole right here. So the blocks kit came with the little fitting. It looks like it's used already because I tested it out. Because I tapped a piece of aluminum right here just to make sure I had the right tap size. That way I don't mess this up. So basically I'm gonna lube this up right here and basically just start threading it in, turning it, and hopefully everything goes well. Alright, so the head's tapped now and it barely sticks out of the surface, probably just like 2 sheets of paper. So I just use 1/8 inch MPT tap for this. The only thing left is to take out the spark plugs, and then this thing can go to the machine shop. I decided not to put the valves back in because I'm going to clean those while this is at the machine shop. Alright, so here's the head. I ended up pulling out the rocker arms because I didn't want these little pins to fall out and get lost while it's at the machine shop, because as I was flipping it over, they kept sliding out. So I just took those out as a safety precaution. But I also found out right down in the cylinder, it's kind of hard to see, let me see if a flashlight will help. Right down in this cylinder, that spark plug is stuck in there. It looks like this piece right here melted. I have no clue. But hopefully the machine shop can help me out. But right now I'm about to wrap this up. I'm gonna lift this head up, put a couple layers of blue towels underneath here, and then I've got some saran wrap that I'm gonna cover it with. Alright, so here's the B20 block I'm gonna be using. It's a B20B. It has the high compression pistons. I believe they're PHK, if I'm not mistaken. But basically I just went through and I cleaned up everything on the block. Got all the grease and oil off of it, and I went over it real quick with some engine enamel, cast aluminum. So for these non-vtec motors, they don't have the breather box on the back like the vtec motors. So I ended up buying these 10AN fittings because I'm going to run a catch can. And then I have the Blocks VTEC conversion kit. I haven't tightened this up yet because I don't know what position is going to be best to run the line in. So once I get the head back from the machine shop, which is sitting right here, and I got everything disassembled right here. So once I get the head back from the machine shop when they open, I can put the head studs in that I picked up for it, and then get this thing lined up and then figure out exactly what will be the best routing for the VTEC line. So this is pretty much going to wrap up this video. This was going to be 2 or 3 videos, but like I said, a lot of the footage got corrupted, so I'm just doing my best to try to keep you guys up to date to what's going on. I don't want to skip real far ahead and then you guys be like, I didn't know you were working on this car. But hopefully this new memory card isn't going to mess up any of the footage, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'm really just waiting for the machine shop to open. They told me give them a call this week and see if they're going to be taking any drop-offs. So I just really need to get the head resurfaced to get the Allen key where I blocked the oil passage off for the VTEC shaved down, and plus this head had close to 200,000 miles, so I just want to make sure it's nice and flat before I throw it on this block. But if you have any questions about anything that I've done or that I'm not doing right, let me know, because this is my first time putting the motor together and I'm just trying to document it in case anyone has questions about it or they want to build their own and they need a guide. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.